Hey everyone, Shawn Clement here, Wisdom in Golf, and today we're going to be talking about the dynamic aspect of the club head through impact and what makes the sole of the club nice and stable through impact. And if you look at these two club heads, one is toe up and one is flush. You'll be surprised at which one you want at address. Stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. But before we continue, we would just love for you to be a member of Wisdom in Golf, so please subscribe to the channel. And when you do have a comment or question, please give it down below. We'd be more than happy to answer that. And by the way, if you want to make sure you're notified for future videos, ring that notification bell. Make sure that you're notified for the next video because you don't want to miss those. Okay, now, when you're swinging at 90, 95, 100 miles an hour, there is a lot of G-force that is exerted through the arms, the shaft, and the club. And what many of you don't understand is that the shaft of the club, and this is a stiff, rifle shaft, and you see how much that sucker bends. And so many of you are getting this wrong at address. You're trying to keep the club nice and flat to the ground, and in so doing, you're forcing yourself into a very tall posture. And now that posture is going to bleed into a really poor grip. And we talked about this in last week's video. I'm going to show you with this lie board what happens through impact when you've got that improper grip. So if we start off with the grip running through the center of the hand, and my hands are a little too high and my club is nice and flat against the ground, now I'm going to come through this ball through impact. Now I did make a very small dent on that, but that is right here at the toe of the club. So what happens, you start off nice and flat, and pardon me, I'm not used to doing that. So I start off nice and flush with the sole of the club to the ground, and I can't get to the ball. I mean, that sucker is coming off very open, and it's coming off with the toe of the club. So I'm just basically hitting it right off the toe. So if I go down into my normal posture, see how my hands are underneath my chest. A really good drill for this, Henrik Stenson does this extremely well. Imagine I had a beach ball, water up to my knees, and I'm trying to submerge the beach ball underneath the water. And I'm keeping the pressure against that, not the medicine ball, but the beach ball. So from here, I want to feel like I can return that pressure through the ball and out toward the target. This is what's going to maintain that lovely posture of yours through impact. So now when I get here, notice how my hands are a little lower, but the toe of the club is off the ground. So when I'm coming through, the shaft is going to bow forward and the sole of the club is going to sit itself down. So here's what that looks like. And there you have it. See that mark? Perfect right there in the center of the club. So that's why with mine, I'm an inch longer in my shaft and 1 degree more upright, and that's giving me a beautiful strike right there in the center of that club face. So you're thinking, man, the heel of the club is the only thing that's going to touch the ground, whereas that's what's going to give me some really nice level divots. So if you have a tendency when you do take a divot that the toe of the club is dragging through the ground, ooh, let's see if I can do that again. There we go. So if I do that, so that's nice and level, here we go. Oh yeah. Not as much. You can see the scratch marks here at the toe. So, back to what it feels like when I'm gripping it properly. Like the umbrella, right? The grip is passing right where the hand and the fingers are joining the club. Now I can hinge up and down really nicely. And when I get my posture, you'll notice how I can't lower my hands more than that, so the toe is off the ground, and I got this beautiful posture to come through with. So that grip, like we said, is very much in tune with this baseball swing. So notice how I'm taking it in a 90-degree angle with my baseball bat, and now I can come and move through. You can see right there, just after impact, that's what's going to encourage that release. So if you're having a hard time with your release, it always has to do with how good your grip is. So when I like to bat left-handed, so when I'm coming through, there's impact, there's the ball coming off the bat, and there's the release. So notice how I've got some really nice leverage to allow that bat to pass my hands. So many of you are coming through the ball with this chicken wing. So you're trying to place the ball toward the target, and it's not allowing you to, get the arms to behave. You're not yielding through the shot. So with that proper grip and that proper setup, you're getting this wonderful leverage where the lead hand is actually coming down and under, and the trail hand is coming over and through. So this is what's allowing the club head to pass my hands. If the club doesn't pass my hands, well, it's a checked swing. It's a checked swing. That's a lot of effort of holding on, and then the ball slides off the face and heads off into wild blue yonder to the right. So when you've got that lovely solid grip here at address, now I feel like I can release on the way through. So I'm gathering and I'm releasing through, and there you have it. I just keep tearing that club, and that sole of that club is coming through really, really sweet through impact, and that's what keeps the club head stable. If it comes through toe down, then it's going to have a tendency to open. If it comes through, a little heel down, it'll have a tendency to shut itself. So I hope you enjoyed the dynamic aspect of, not being in the wrong place at address. I mean, so many, especially my new students from this year, and a lot of my beginner new students, have a tendency to try and sit the club flat, and they end up, going through years and years of that, bad habit. And they, because they don't understand the dynamic aspect of what through impact is and how that anatomy is responding to that. All the best, you guys. We'll see you next week.